6,000 to 7,000 people just to get him in. They line up outside the door, and they walk out the door, and the next crew comes in. They're like, Lloyd, is that the largest church in the world? Not right now, but it's one of the top. Say amen. There's some large churches. Check this church out. There's a church in Africa. I wish you could see it. It goes for several miles back, and they have taxis come to church. So when they get the altar call for salvation, people get in the taxi and they drive them to the front, and they get out to be saved. Is that amazing? I mean, like, so when you hear the sound, there's little echoes of the worship, because it goes to that speaker, that speaker, that speaker, that speaker, all the way to the back. And so it's kind of like, hey, hey, you know, so it's like, joy, 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 joy. Love it. It's awesome. And people, it is joy when they drive up in a taxi to get saved. It's pretty amazing. But this church is huge. When this church was building its new building, its big building, they wanted to build it from the people of Korea. They didn't want America to help them. They didn't want rich people from some other country to build the church. They wanted the people to build the church. But that was a scary thing. Although they had some very wealthy people, they had a lot of non-wealthy people. And as they started building the building, it got stopped part way. That would have been a huge testimony that God can't provide. And so Pastor Yonggi Cho, he's a good golfer, by the way. Pastor Paul Yonggi Cho stood up, and he tried to motivate the people to give in an offering. I mean, us pastors do that sometimes. It didn't work. And no one gave. They were afraid that somehow they thought, we're not going to make it. And along your life sometimes there's days you think, I'm not going to make it. And this little lady who lives outside the church, she lived outside the church in a little shack. All she had was a rice bowl. That's all she had. This isn't a rice bowl. This is a bowl that we stole from down in the basement. Just might as well confess. But it's a cool bowl. And I wanted a bowl from this camp. And I stole it. But I'm not going to take it with me. So technically I haven't stolen it. I just have it in my hand. I just wrote on it. So I have wrote on it. I had the team all sign their names. And inside I put, give, he is watching. You see, she came forward and she brought her rice bowl, and Pastor Paul Yonggi Cho came down. He's really cool because he used to close his eyes when he preached because he imagined the church full. And then when the church got full, like 10 times over, he had to open his eyes, and his mother-in-law would be going, open your eyes, because he's about ready to fall off the stage, because he would preach as if the whole building was full. Well, now the building is full 10 times, and he's about to kill himself because he got in a habit of closing his eyes. And he would say things like, they would go, so how did you build this great church? And he would go, I pray, I obey. That's simple? That's simple. Well, this lady comes down the aisle, and she kneels down, and he comes to her, and she goes, I want to give this. And he goes, no, Mama, no. That's all you have. You live outside. You can't give your rice bowl. You have to eat. It's all you have. And the lady says, I can't eat from a piece of cardboard and put my rice on it. But I'm supposed to give this. God said, if I would give this, he would do a miracle. And then she said the statement, one of the greatest statements, I keep it in my life. Can't poor people give to God? And so he took it. He's praying with her, and he feels like horrible. A pastor feels horrible like that. A pastor feels like, maybe I preach and this lady's given everything she has, and I feel bad for her. God, where are you? That's how the pastor feels. God, not her. Get that rich guy over there. Not this girl. She's given her all. Now I'm convicted that I preached it. That's how you feel as a pastor. I just want you to know. And then he looks up, and there's a man behind her. And this is the first service. And the man behind her says, Pastor, does the church have a rice bowl? I want to buy a rice bowl for $50,000. Does the church have a rice bowl? And the pastor goes, here. And he goes, I want to give a rice bowl to the church. And he gave it back to him. And there's a man came and kneeled down next to him and goes, I have $25,000 for a rice bowl. He sold the rice bowl for 10 services to hundreds and hundreds of people, and they paid for the church. Giving is power. powerful. So when you make the littlest gift, you do not know what heaven will do for that. God was just waiting for one lady to be obedient. I want you to know, she doesn't eat her rice from the cup. Do you know how many people have given that lady a rice bowl? Do you know how many people have given her money? Do you know how many people have been inspired by her life? You're that kind of giver, Ron. You have given to all of us opportunity to be together, to worship God. I just want you to know, God is watching you, and He's really, really proud. So am I. I'm with God on that one. I'm like, hey, got him. God loves you very much, and this is a huge year for you. A huge year. And once again, you're giving. You're giving it all away. You're saying, I'm following God. I'm walking in obedience. You're such a great example to us. I have loved being with you this week. You have all the gifts I don't have. It's like awesome. It kind of intimidates me a little bit. That's all right. I know that Trammell got to ride the quad, and he's really rubbed that in on me. So you got to let me ride the quad one time before I go, just so I can go home and tell him, you big black boy, I rode the quad too. Because I'm his father spiritually, and he just rags on me. He's going to say, and you didn't even ride the quad. And I'm going to be like, I didn't want to ride the quad. I just want to ride the quad so he will shut up. I love you. You make people's dreams come true. You won't want it. You won't want it. Let's hear it on him. Let's hear it. Big. Yeah! Yeah! You're a champion. Sometimes we never cheer a real champion. Now we gotta go paintball. What time is it, Donald?
12 o'clock.
Okay, paintball people, go now. Let them go. Let them go. If you're on the first paintball crew, go now. Go quickly. Run. Don't walk. Don't stop anywhere. Don't pee. No peeing. Get shot up. Okay, come on. You guys are the Warriors. Okay, and as soon as they get out of the building, everybody else, we're leaving. Now. Yeah, the first people, because they got to be there in a minute. You know how you get off a plane and you let the people that got to load the next plane first? That's all we did. I'm trying to do my airline host thing. God bless you. Have a good day. We're going to have a fun day.
We need to win some points today.
Yeah, we do.